One of the things we struggle with the most, yet talk about the least as men, is our self-esteem. It's true that in each study I could find, generally women struggle with self-esteem more than men, regardless of age, culture, or socioeconomic status. The challenge is that society uses us versus them, men versus women, as the barometer for self-esteem, and that's not helpful if you're a man struggling with your self-esteem. We must get comfortable with the concept that it can be a part of life and not shameful to struggle with our self-esteem. You can't fix what you don't acknowledge is broken. We must become okay with saying aloud that we need help with our self-esteem. Let's understand the challenge and how it's keeping us from our destiny. We're going to learn how to get out of our own way. I want to share the synonyms for self-esteem so that you have context to what self-esteem really means for a man. Words that are synonymous include self-respect, self-confidence, self-assurance, pride, dignity, and faith in oneself. Sit with that for a moment. Your self-esteem is all of those things wrapped in your personality that you believe about yourself. How do you improve your self-esteem so that you can make your interactions with others more productive, your meetings more meaningful, and your days more fulfilling? We'll walk out the steps in this journey to change your perception of yourself, which instantly will change others' perception of you. Are you ready for the challenge? It's not easy, fam, but it's worth it. You cool with it? All right, let's get it. Let me start by saying some of the work in this realm requires a therapist or coach. I encourage you to connect with a professional that can help you understand your personal challenges around self-esteem and walk through developing your mindset and your future in a way that's empowering and transformational for you. The story you're telling yourself. Brene Brown talks about the story we are telling ourselves. Brene mentioned that our brains want a story and it rewards us with calm. So if we're anxious about a situation, we need a story to calm ourselves. If we're overwhelmed, what's the story we can come up with to alleviate the feeling of stress? Self-esteem is a complex mix of stories we've told ourselves over the years. Am I confident enough to complete this task? If I'm anxious about it, I may tell myself, nah, I'm not really confident, so I don't think I'm going to even try to do this. Essentially, I told myself a story to alleviate the pressure, but I'm here to tell you, pressure exists to make you stronger. When you stretch yourself, you find that the story can be far greater than you ever planned. Work to consider developing a story that's broader and deeper that you're telling yourself so you can develop the resilience to make self-esteem better each and every day. Self-awareness. Low self-esteem is often accompanied by a lack of self-awareness. Let's look at the situations and events that cause us to display low self-esteem as a character trait. There may be a crisis, a challenge, an argument, or even a misunderstanding that causes us to want to retract into our cocoon of protection that we believe our self-esteem provides. We're looking for ways to avoid any confrontation, conflict, or challenge because we don't believe in ourselves. Becoming aware of what's going on and how to confront the situation, it's imperative to building your self-esteem. Ask yourself a few questions to be fully present and fully aware of the situation, such as, what's true in this situation? What can I do to show up as my best self in this moment? What's a positive outcome in this situation, and how can I help to make it happen? These questions require you to think positively about yourself. The answers to these questions remove the opportunity for negative conclusions or negative self-talk. The only options are to focus on the positive, encourage and believe in yourself, and reframe moments where you believe in your value. When you're aware that you're capable of bringing your best self into every moment and every situation, you feel better about yourself, which ultimately builds and reinforces your self-esteem. Control your thoughts. When you struggle with self-esteem, you have a major challenge with how you think about yourself. A major contributor is negative thinking. Think about the thought bubbles you see in a cartoon. Your thoughts are a lot like that to our mind's eye. They're really thought bubbles. Here's where we destroy our self-esteem. We have consistent negative thoughts and we accept them all as fact. I'm going to give you a major challenge here, my man, if you're up for it. For the next 24 hours, when you get a thought, good, bad, or indifferent, say something like, that's interesting, or, fascinating. Then do nothing. Nothing. Just marinate on the thought. You've taken control of the thought rather than the thought taking control of you. A great example is golf, my go-to analogy. If my self-esteem were based on my golf game, y'all, I'd be in a full-fledged depression. There are some golfers out there who can second that motion in the comments. If you play golf and you're on a hole that's close to water, most golfers have walked up to the tee box and said, I'm going to stay away from the water. What just happened is you allowed the thought of the water to enter your mind. There's now a great chance that you're going to hit right in the middle of the water. You allowed the thought to enter your mind and take control of you instead of seeing the thought, considering it, and saying, no, I'm focused on the fairway, not missing the water. Focusing on the fairway is a different strategy than focusing on missing the water. You take control of your thoughts, you take control of your life. Again, take the next 24 hours and marinate on your thoughts, just long enough to make the best decision to accept, discard, or push a thought off for later. When you get in this habit, you can do it daily, and it'll make your self-esteem and self-confidence much, much stronger. So check this out. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jay Hurt. Welcome to my channel, The Confident Charismatic, where we talk about charisma, confidence, and winning at life. By the way, my confidence is on 100 right now. I'm using simpler hair color on my beard and the sides of my hair. I'm digging how it's looking natural, and it's incredibly simple to use. If you're looking for an easy, safe way to color your beard or your hair, click the link in my description below. Acknowledge success. When we struggle with self-esteem, we deal with the concept of ourselves, not the facts of our lives. The reality is we all have challenges, but we all have wins as well. Each and every one of us have successes. People who display low self-esteem often make it a point to push their successes to the back burner. They portray humility if you bring up their wins and successes, but in actuality, it's often false humility. If your self-confidence is low, often you believe you don't deserve the accolades, the kudos, or the recognition. Sometimes the story you're telling yourself is that anyone could do your work. You're not special. It's repressive behavior attached to your mindset around yourself, not the work you've completed. Remember the exercise about seeing and processing your thoughts, the thought bubble? I would encourage you to process each task you complete, then step back, look at it without judgment either way. How did the project turn out? If it's for a customer, did the customer like the result? Is it usable? Is it progressive? Is it something that can help your company? If it's for management, are they happy with the outcome? You can grade results and derive success from the results, but I'd like to go deeper. Did you enjoy the project? How was it to experience the journey? If you like and appreciate the journey, acknowledge this as success as well. When you see success and acknowledge you actually made it happen, you're growing your self-esteem. Keep acknowledging your success, and in the process, keep punching low self-esteem in the face. My man, you are enough. Low self-esteem is essentially the belief that you're not enough. Your mindset says you aren't worthy. You'll notice each of these 5 tips to help build your self-esteem are all based around internal work. You are definitely enough. The work you're doing is living proof. You want to feel good about your life, and I'm here to tell you that your life is just as valuable, just as important, and just as special as any life on the planet. Remind yourself that you are indeed enough. This isn't the concept of faking it till you make it. You, my friend, are enough, and you're worthy for all of the blessings and all of the accolades you receive in life. Develop the ability to walk in that expectation. It's up to you to change how you think about yourself and realize your validation exists in the person that you are. You're impacting people as we speak, and you may not even be aware of it. I've shared this before. Someone is always watching you, bruh, always, learning and growing from your life and your experiences. Something to keep an eye out for on this journey is there are times when we look to others for validation or approval. This is essentially putting a Band-Aid on our challenges or getting a sugar high for our self-confidence. Improving your self-esteem isn't possible through external validation. There are countless examples of people with nice cars, nice houses, beautiful women all around, and more clothes and jewelry than they have room for. They have great jobs and all of the external trappings of life, but deep inside, they feel like they aren't enough. They play the charade to chase the sugar rush of validation, but it's not enough. When the validation is gone, they feel empty inside. So let me be crystal clear. Intrinsic faith in yourself, your spiritual foundation, honoring your values, and remembering in every situation, every circumstance, and every experience that you are enough, that's the foundation to developing life-giving self-esteem. We're not losing this battle, gentlemen. The power of the mind is up to you to control. When you control your mind, you control all facets of your life. Proverbs 23:7 begins, "For as he thinks in his heart, so is he." How do you think in your heart? When you learn to master and control your mind, you control your emotions. You refine your character. You live your life the way you choose to live, not by happenstance or under anyone else's control. When you increase the ability to enhance your self-esteem, you're already on the way, my man, to charisma becoming your superpower.